Hello, what's up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of The Road to Glory. We are in episode number 25 today, which is like a quarter of a century. A little bit of a milestone for us today. So going on into it, we are going to start by buying a couple of players. I mentioned in the last episode that I kind of wanted to do a squad around Alessandrini, Mbappe, and then either Martial or Keita Balde-Diao. I've chosen Keita Balde today. That's what I want to go with. So I need to buy a couple of players. Koscielny's actually come down in price quite nicely to around 13k, and then I pay about 8 for Keylor Navas, which basically sorts me out for this particular squad. I think I also bought Cyprian and the left back, but they were off camera, so they're just gone into the team. So this is the squad that I'm actually going to be rocking today. La Liga, Premier League, and French Ligue 1, as well as a little bit of MLS, I guess you could say, with inform Alessandrini. Looks like it could be a very nice team, and just in general, the starting 11 itself, like there's a lot of solidness going on there. That midfield, that trio, or the three in midfield, look like great hard-working players, and then I'm absolutely buzzing to use Keita Balde-Diao, Alessandrini, and of course Mbappe up front. So, I then decided, well, I thought when Marquee matchups came out, that it was going to be a little bit too expensive for me to complete this week. So I started in the bottom right with the Copenhagen versus Brondby, I think it is. I started with that particular game and I was like, okay, yeah, I have got the players that would fit this one. And I actually had every single player. I didn't go onto the market to buy a single player for today's Marquee matchups, which is pretty sick. It means that we are at a level now in the club where we have got a lot of players at our disposal. You know, I could obviously have a lot more coins if I decided to sell them on the market, but it does mean that we are able to just do Marquee matchups and stuff and little SBCs when we want, which I'm always game to do. Like, I love SBCs. I would say, apart from using icons, SBCs are my favourite part about FIFA, just because there's this risk, you're doing a little bit of a gamble to try and get something sick, just by putting a few coins in. And sometimes, a lot of the time, if you're smart about it, you can easily make your money like break even. And we might dabble in some league SBCs at some point along the way. However, I feel like the current ones are all a little bit too expensive. So maybe we need to pick up some players for a specific league that I think might be useful along the way. Maybe we could do that. But again, that's going to be investing a lot of coins into players which I'm not 100% sure I'm going to need. So Marquee matchups packs for me so far haven't been great. We get Herman the German right now. I think I've always called him that. I don't know why. I mean, well, it rhymes, doesn't it? But he doesn't look too bad this year. A little bit of an alternative to Bellarabi if you wanted to use him, but he would just sit in the club ready for us to stick into another SBC down the line. We don't get board pools again with this particular pack, but we do get Fejsa, maybe is how you pronounce his name. I'm not too sure. And then just a whole bunch of other players. What I will grab from this particular Marquee matchups is the fact that I used like 42 players to complete the SBC, and I've probably got back quite a bit more than that, I would say. I haven't counted or anything, but I reckon we've done pretty well. Obviously the rare consumables pack on an account like a Road to Glory, super useful. I'll always be fond of a pack like that, and then there's some silvers in there which you just know along the way are going to be worth something. So Makovacic did sell for just under 40,000 coins, puts us back up to like 63,000, and it is time to test this particular squad out. So it's all ready to go. I've got some players on the bench that I probably won't even bring on. It's just a case of they were on lowish fitness from the last episode. And we go on into the first round here today against a Premier League side which looks, I'd say, above average, a little bit above average. He has got Coutinho, Bakayoko, Willian, Vardy. Those are some relatively expensive players. Now, this was my first experience of FIFA 18 gameplay after the patch, and a lot of the time a patch will happen and people will like moan on Twitter or give constructive criticism sometimes on Twitter, and I'll be like, I don't even notice a difference. Just the game feels the same. I noticed the difference in this particular patch instantly, literally instantly. The game is a lot slower now than what it was before, and what once were professional footballers who could control the ball and then pass it, or even first time pass it, well, now can't seem to do that very much. I'm sure it's just a learning curve, and I need to very quickly get on that learning curve and figure it out. But yeah, struggling a lot. Just the game feels incredibly different to how it did a few days ago. And obviously I'm someone that I do this for a job. I play FIFA all the time. And normally patches don't feel that different to me. But I'd say they've made some significant changes to the game. In the passing department, I've got to say, like, that was one of the areas of the game I really liked. I loved tick-attacker passing around and stuff, and literally being able to play that style of football. Feel like you kind of can't do that right now, which might be screwing me a little bit more than other people, because that's kind of what I like to play. I do like the quick passing and stuff, and then just to open up space to get me through. You know, I feel like doing really quick stuff means that your opponent can't quite keep up with your thought process and that. So that might be one of the reasons which is affecting me a little bit more than others. You know, some people have really slow build-up play. I would imagine for someone that plays really slow and takes a touch and turns properly before they pass every pass, like this update is going to be great, because yeah, it sort of suits your style down to a T. So I get absolutely demolished in the first attempt. So we're just going to go ahead and go straight back in again. And yeah, I think it was like 6-3 in the end. I scored a couple of nice goals with Alessandrini, because typically he just does score a couple of goals a game. Ridiculous inform. If you haven't seen the episode where I first got him in, then you need to go back and check the RTG out, because like he's just fun. Oh, by the way, I also went on high pressure. I'm not sure by accident or on purpose in the first game, and in the bottom left corner now you can see high pressure. I think it's over there somewhere. It's just going to be there for the remaining games of today. For some reason that decided to stay on my screen. Okay, that's fine. I don't know whether I was on high pressure for the entirety of every game, or whether it was just a visual bug. But that little badge decided to stay there for the game. But we go 2-0 up really quick in this particular match against someone who's got a really nice team. Way above average Prem team right there. He's got the likes of Inform Morata, Inform Zaha, and of course, who was it? A Player of the Month Kane. He had Player of the Month Kane as well. So like a really tidy squad with a stacked front three. And I was able to score on him quite quickly. I would say that obviously this was recorded on the first day of the patch, like Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever that was. And I would say that a lot of the people that I was playing this was also like their first couple games on there with the new patch as well, because there was the average pass accuracy, I would say, was a lot lower than what it was before, or if it wasn't, it was a lot higher, and the games were super slow. Because if you start playing this game and you realise what the patch has done to it, then you are going to start slowing your game down. Obviously, you got to learn that you can't just pass the ball and ping it around like you used to, which really is going to bring the tempo down. So I don't know about custom tactics. Maybe they're a thing that we need to look into now. Do you go down the slower route with like more team width and stuff and try and have more space and time on the ball, as opposed to, and like have your players running off into the gaps rather than just super quick build up play, everyone push forward? It might be something to look into. I'm not great with custom tactics, I'm not going to lie, but if it does help us lot play the game, that'll be an interesting area to look into. So maybe I'll do some fiddling, play a couple of games with different tactics and see which works out best. However, that's not going to be a great result, because maybe I'll do it on my main account. I'll do it on my main account and play against a friend. That way we can get like proper results of what seems to work best. But I end up winning that game 4-3 in the end, which was a little bit closer than what I wanted, considering I was 2-0 up really early. I almost let it slip a little bit. And then we go into another match. This will be the second round, I believe it is. Yeah, I think it's the second round, because we got knocked out in the first one. Another Prem team. This guy had Inform Batshuayi, and then we went 1-0 up pretty early doors. Alessandrini getting through and doing what he does best, utilising his pace and finishing ability, and he sticks that one home into the back of the net. We actually did get a little bit of passing going there, and we did score from it. I think your players have just got to be at the right angle. EA in the patch notes let us know something about the way they've changed passing was something to do with angles between was it like between 90 and 270 degrees? So as if you're trying to pass it like the ball's coming to you and then you try and pass it out backwards. You can't do that very quick because that's not a natural movement. So that's when you're going to have to stop, turn with the ball, and then play it. So maybe it is just more realistic and it's something that we need to get used to. And we're just going to gloss over the fact that someone just scored a scorpion kick against me. What? Like, my keeper, granted, should have probably punched it out. But what an amazing goal that was. Props to my opponent for managing to score a scorpion kick. I've not scored one of them since FIFA 12 or something. So I was kind of buzzing for him at that point in time. And to be honest, I knew that I was going to win this game just because I was a couple goals ahead, or I could easily get a couple goals ahead. And you know, so it doesn't matter. I'm not super stressed to go 1-0 down to a scorpion kick. That would have been annoying. However, when you're already a couple of goals up, you can definitely appreciate someone scoring a beautiful goal against you. But this particular match, this guy had loads of possession against me and was the epitome of someone slowing the game down and passing the ball nicely. Struggled to get the ball off him, but when I did, I countered like a crazy man and was able to score my goals. And as you can see, he decided to quit after like 5 goals that I'd scored against him. So we just hit him on the break very, very quickly, and I'm not sure how I did that, considering the speed of things right now. But going on into what is the semi-final here, we're up against a Prem team again, of course, but he does have an icon in his team. He's got informed Sterling, Lukaku up front, and then the 90-rated Prime icon Overmars. So I've got him on my main account. I've got him as not a Prime, as a loan. I have the Prime, but on loan on this account. Fabinho gets completely and utterly out-muscled by Lukaku, who hits me on the break from my own corner, which sucks. That's still a thing, I guess. And yeah, he just obviously passes it across to Sterling, who's able to get this guy into the lead. But I do score quite a nice goal with Mbappe right there. I think my opponent was pretty unlucky that his defender slid for the ball, like right on the line. You'll see it here. Kyle Walker sort of slides, but then doesn't quite get there. He's like a step away from blocking that shot from going in. And then you'll see another absolutely abysmal bit of defending by me, opening up the gates for Lukaku to score again. Oh no, he didn't score the first one, but for him to get his name on the score sheet. And I'm 2-1 down at half time when my opponent's had 2 shots, 42% possession and 64% pass accuracy. So I've got to say, in this particular game, I have no idea what I did wrong. But I was just conceding goals left, right and centre. And I want to message this guy, asking him what his pitch is. Does anyone know what this ground is? Because it's really spread out. And I don't think there's much shadowing going on, apart from, of course, in this bottom corner. But I can definitely deal with that. It looks like such a nice stadium. And I would love to play with that particular pitch. So if any of you know what this pitch is with the running track and stuff, I'd be greatly appreciative of you telling me the name of it, because I would just go out and buy it straight away. Looks like a pretty sick stadium. In the end, we end up losing 4-2, and I had 59% possession, 82% pass accuracy. My opponent whipped his up to 71%, but with that possession, he scored basically every shot he took. I just felt a bit hard done by and didn't quite know what I'd done wrong in that instance. So, yeah, it's a shame, but we got knocked out in the semis today. The team itself feels kind of nice. I do like the players that I've got in there, so maybe it's something that I can rock for a little bit longer. I don't think there's many people. Maybe Modric needs to be sold or something so we can free up some of our coins, because I don't seem to be using him every episode. And if that's the case, that is quite a lot of coins to have, considering, like, I guess in November this month we'll have Black Friday, Cyber Monday. There's potential for a massive market crash at some point in time, at which time I also need to sell Mbappe, because that would be dangerous to have such a low-rated player in the team. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today. I would actually really like to know your thoughts on the new patch. How's it going for you? Are you playing well? Are you playing better? Are you playing worse? How does the game feel? Smash a like on the video if you have enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Have a great day, most importantly, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.